Mistral Workflows is an orchestration platform for building, executing, and monitoring complex AI-driven workflows. It provides durable, fault-tolerant workflow execution backed by battle-tested distributed systems infrastructure combined with a developer-friendly SDK. Workflows addresses the complexity of building, managing, and scaling multi-step AI processes reliably. It provides a structured environment for defining, executing, and monitoring your workflows, ensuring completion even with transient failures. Today, you'll build your first workflow using the Mistral Workflows SDK, run it, and check out the execution events in AI Studio. While workflows can manage complex multi-step tasks, we'll start with a simple example to get up and running quickly. If you find yourself wondering where to find more info on anything, everything you need and more can be found linked in the description of the video. Ready? Let's get building. To get started, you'll need a Mistral account, Python 3.12, and UVX installed on your environment. Use the UVX Mistral AI Workflows CLI setup command to scaffold a ready-to-run Python project with the Workflows SDK configured, along with helper commands. We'll keep the default project name, and when prompted, create a new API key in the Mistral console. Let's open the My Workflow project in our IDE and examine the structure. Here are some key components of the scaffold project. We can see that agent skills for Mistral Workflows are included for easy development with coding agents. Workflows are stored in separate files in the source/workflows directory. Start.py contains code that enables you to trigger a workflow execution from the command line, and hello.py gives a minimal example workflow, which we'll take a closer look at in a moment. devworker.py contains a worker for local development that watches source for .py changes and auto restarts the workflow worker as needed, simplifying the workflow development and testing process. And makefile contains helper commands that are also designed to make development and testing simple. So let's open hello.py and take a look at the provided example workflow. This code defines a Mistral workflow that takes a name as input and returns a greeting. The Mistral Workflows SDK uses an activity decorator to define specific actions you want to take place in the workflow. In this case, we just take one action, that function that takes in a name and returns the greeting. The define decorator specifies the name, display name, and description of our workflow. Then in the Hello Workflow class, we use the entry point decorator to dictate where the work should start. There's plenty more to learn about the Mistral Workflows SDK, but knowing these decorators is enough to get you started, and the provided skills can help guide your development process. Let's open discover.py to check out this one key line. This is the function that auto-discovers all workflows in the source/workflows directory, and then auto-watches them using the Mistral Workflows run worker function. Now that we know a bit about the code that makes our workflow run, let's actually run it. First, we need to start a worker. A worker is the process that actually runs your code. Workers connect to the workflows platform, register the workflows and activities they know about, and poll for tasks using outbound connections, meaning no inbound ports are required. When the platform schedules a workflow step or activity, an available worker picks it up and executes it. To start the worker, open a terminal window and run make start worker. This command starts the worker, connects to the Mistral API, and registers your workflow to wait for a task to do. For details on this command, check out the makefile. To see the workflow running, we need to trigger execution. We have several options for triggering the workflow. In the Mistral AI Studio, using the Mistral Workflows Python SDK, and using the Mistral API. And the My Workflow scaffold project we're using also includes a makefile command to easily trigger workflows. We'll run the workflow in the terminal using the makefile command, and then run it in the console since we want to check out the logs there anyway. With our worker still running in the terminal, let's open a second terminal window and run the make execute workflow command, passing our workflow name, which is hello world, and some input, the name to respond with. Now head over to Mistral AI Studio in the console and click Workflows. Click the Hello World workflow, click Start Workflow, enter the name you want for the workflow input, then start the workflow. Our workflow has just one activity called Greet. We can see the name provided as input, and the output is greeting. And that's it. You've built and run your first Mistral workflow using a scaffold that contains everything you need to start building more complex workflows. From here, you can check out more workflow concepts or build a document processing workflow in the scaffold by following along with our tutorial. Thanks for watching.